Now this is some more serious shit, some more serious, non-lighthearted shit. But there is something going on with Faze. I don't know exactly what it was. I saw like a clip on Twitter of like Mr. Faze Rain or somebody talking about some damn PDF file allegations that might destroy the group. We gotta tap in, y'all. I don't know what's going on, but I feel like every other week there's some Faze Clan goddamn drama.
Don't care who you are. Don't care if it's my own brother, bro. You're my brother. I'm snitching. I'm sorry. But like, that's just wrong. And brother, everything I say on my mother's heartbeat, everything I'm saying is true. And I just genuinely hope he can confess to it. This dude looks me in my eyes and says, bro, I'm not going to lie. I had a threesome with two 16-year-olds. I'm like, bro, what? Like, how could you tell me that?
We're all face, and I ended up going back with these girls to my hotel room. I slept with one of them, and I found out after that this girl was 17.
And I don't know what to do or what to say at this point, but all I can say is, I mean, if it hasn't been said enough already on this call, stay away from underage girls, boys and girls. We have a lot of young men watching this stream right now. It's clearly and obviously not worth it. We're talking about a company and a brotherhood that was built over the course of how long, Rain? 15 years more or less, right? And it's clearly coming to an end, you know?
If you thought so here hold on. See, this I feel like a broken record because I feel like I say this all the time. I really feel like a broken record because, like, to me, it don't make no sense. I just don't understand, right? Me being in my early mid-20s, right? When I see a girl that's in her teens, or when I see a girl that's even in her early 20s, like 2021, for example, it's very easy to tell. Like, obviously there's those super unbelievably rare exceptions where there's like a 20-year-old that looks like she's freaking 29 and she's just super mature looking for her age, sure. But majority of the time, bro, especially when we're talking about, if you're talking about 17, dog, I'm sorry. That guy, Faze, I forgot which Faze guy was the one that did it, but that Faze guy, I don't know how old he was at the time of when he did it, but obviously he was old enough to where it was wrong. Bro, I don't understand how you could not know that. Because to me, if there is somebody that is that close to the line, like that's like right there on the 18 spectrum, it's gonna be a huge no from me. Because it just makes no sense. Why would you even risk that, bro? And you can tell. Also, deeper than that, I don't even really find that attraction to that because they're just so young. Like, they look like kids, bro. It's not right? For me, I've said it multiple times. And look, maybe I'm just a rare case. I like them older, bro. I like them girls. I like me some cougars. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I like mature women. That's why I'm like, I don't know what's with all these damn weirdos that be going for the younger girls. I'm like, dog, why, bro? There's such a vast, amazing world of mature women that are amazing. And it's not even just for like the damn hooking up aspect. Also, when it comes to like personality, when it comes to emotional and spiritual maturity, when it comes to like literally me connecting with the other human beings just as a person, there's so many things that I can't relate with when it comes to a freaking teenager, you know? Not that I have anything against them, obviously. I was a teenager at one point, right? But it's like, what am I going to talk to a teenager about? What are we going to relate to about? You know what I mean? Like, the people don't really realize how big the gap of maturity is from like 18 to 25, right? Even though that 7 years may seem like it's either not that much or maybe even seems like a lot to certain people, bro, the amount of change and growth that can happen in that time, it ranges for certain people. Obviously, some people don't grow as fast. For me, though, bro, even the change I had from 20 to 24 was dramatic, bro. I saw like I'm like such a more refined and polished and like mature version of myself. I still be goofy, I still be having fun. I'm never gonna lose sight of that. But it's like there's just so much more of an understanding of myself and the world around me that I didn't have back then. Now you compare it to an even younger version, like damn 17, 18, 16, bro. It's incomparable. I don't get it, bro.
This was coming apart as it seems before, then man, oh man, this takes the cake. Yesterday, a member of the original Faze group, Faze Rain, came to social media with some shocking news that a lot of people weren't expecting. It was totally out of the blue, out of the random, but at this specific time...
What up, Mr. Seb? Yo, hold on. We got a first-time chat in the video. We got Seb Sells. What's up, my dog? How you doing, man? How you doing?
That Faze is in right
How'd
now,
you find me?
Where Banks is off the internet. Max just left for some very cryptic reasons. To be quite honest with you, this is the last thing that they needed, but the world needed to hear the fact that one of the members in the Faze clan was having sexual relations with somebody who was a child, underage.
I want to put everything to do with me and Faze to rest, bro, because there is so much I haven't said. And honestly, at this point, bro, I don't give a I think I'm going to collect my thoughts tomorrow and I'm going to say everything, bro.
Oh man, just came from TikTok. People could tell you're gonna blow up. Gang, Hey, man, I'm so glad that you came from TikTok, bro. It fills me up with a lot of hope and a lot of inspiration knowing that people be coming from the talks, man. If you do content, let me know, bro. I need more people to hop in my Discord to collab with and stuff like that. I'm gonna send you a link right now. I need people to always hop in my tribe, gang. I need more people in my tribe. We building the best community on this goddamn platform, and we gonna build something stronger than anyone's ever freaking seen before, gang. But yeah, shit's absolutely crazy, bro. Thank you. Much love, though. Seriously.
Every single thing that I know. And I'm gonna collect my thoughts because I have an eidetic memory, so I remember everything and anything. Oh, not only did you guys air me out, y'all mother sold me out, y'all scammed me behind my back. And honestly, I just had an epiphany about it because I'm like, bro, I've covered, not even covered about it. I was just so sad about it for so long. I was so I've been up over that pedo like 2 years, bro. And I haven't said nothing about it.
Now, for those of you who are probably looking at the screen, questionable, that is Faze Rain, somebody who is a part of what the new age era calls the old phase. This isn't about, you know, Silky. This isn't about Ron. This isn't about Max Rage, Lacey.
Wow, the new Faze group is actually so different than the old one when you really think about it. Just like in terms of the style and what they do, it's crazy. I can understand why people weren't so keen on it at first, but honestly, I think the new Faze revamp is actually, well, I mean, at least right now, it looks a lot better because it's keeping up with the times. But damn, bro, Faze is just... I want Faze to live long, bro. I don't want Faze to be one of them things that just dies and disappears and was a thing from our childhood. You know, I was really hoping that this second rebirth that they're having is something that can be maintained. So I'm excited, man. I really want to see it continue. Seb Sells with the motherfucking follow. He joined the tribe. Much love, gang. I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much for that, brother.
This isn't about Jason. This isn't about any of those new guys, but it's about the old Faze, the entire organization, and seemingly some secrets behind dealing with some children. Now, there were a lot of other things mentioned because that old Faze generation, I've been noticing there's been a little bit of bitterness in the water, and some of them have spoken out since, but this is now just Faze Rain's turn to kind of give his take and his opinion on this brotherhood that was established between these guys and what has happened since, you know, him distancing himself, since the changes, etc., etc. And honestly, it doesn't look the best. A video back in 2022 started some of his earlier grievances with the company and the brand itself.
This is a decade-long problem, man, with a lot of legal shit around it. So now it's turned into multiple problems. It's not just the initial problem I had in the beginning. It's a lot deeper than that. And yes, I'm going to say this now because they're probably going to try to say, well, he's only doing this because we owe him money and he's mad. They do owe me money, yes, and they haven't taken care of me, yes, and the money that I bought the Counter-Strike team for, it took them 6 years to pay me back, yes, I never got a dollar brand deal, yes, that's all true. They're going to say that, and that is a frustration of mine, but I obviously held that in for years. I held that frustration in for years, and it was never the reason that I was going to do this or speak publicly, because if they just owed me money, I would have handled it a different way. This is a lot deeper than that, and a lot of my brothers don't see the actual issue here. They are being taken advantage of.
But there's two things I took away from that in the research of this video is that one, this group things, there was a big brand buyout from Faze. There was a lot of stuff going on legally, so I can understand how, you know, there might be some frustrations there. That stuff has already been squashed for the most part. You know, I know that there's still some people who are jaded about the situation, but nonetheless, that's not my business. But two, and most importantly, which leads us to this conversation today, is that he's still holding some stuff in. There's still some things that he's not 100% spilling the beans on, which leads us to these pedo allegations.
I wasn't even pushed out. I left. There's a fucking involved too, bro. I don't give a fuck if I get sued. I could give a fuck less. I always stand up for what's right.
I swear to God, bro, it really feels like I'm not even kidding. It seems like every group or like every collective or I don't know. It just really feels like there's always that one person that we always find out like way after, like later down the road, was doing some fuck shit. Maybe it's not some kid shit every single time, but a lot of times it feels like it is. But it really feels like a lot of groups that we grew up on, or even just whatever it is, shows, organizations, so many different things. There always is that one motherfucker in there that's doing weird shit behind the scenes that gets exposed later on. Like, why can't there just be a group of motherfuckers that are just doing it for the love of the game and just not being weirdos, bro? That's why, hey, I got my faith in. I'll say it right now. Obviously, you never really know. You never really know. But when it comes to RDC and AMP, they seem like the people that I got the most faith in when it comes to groups that really just all be doing their own shit and not doing no weird shit behind the scenes. Obviously, we don't know that. I can't confirm that, obviously. But if I'm putting my intuition and my eggs in one basket, I'm going to give it to them.
like that was the final straw, bro.
Phew, if it's in your heart, brother, speak it. It's gonna come out eventually. Now, the only issue that I do have with what he said is not by saying the initial name in the beginning. There's a specific reason why, and I'll get to that in a minute. But if there is somebody who is out there touching and messing with kids, let the world know so we can shun them, so we can have the proper opinion on them, so we can understand who we're dealing with in real time. The reason why I did not like the fact that he kind of left it up to open air interpretation, it was because, one, there are a lot of members in Faze. My first thought was, who could this be? I went down the timeline, somebody threw out the name like Bronny James, and I was like, what? But then I had to realize Bronny is also a kid, so it definitely couldn't have been Bronny. But nonetheless, I also knew that a lot of people would be very, very mean in this conversation. There's two people in particular that I knew would probably get the brunt of this, and that is Max, because he just left, and then also Banks, because he is somebody who the internet feels very much up in the air about, especially after leaving the internet after seemingly scamming Aiden Ross and some other people out of some cryptocurrency.
Banks is an interesting character, bro. I don't know enough about him because he does seem genuine when I've I don't know, when I've seen him on podcasts and I've seen clips of him and I've just seen moments, and also like obviously, I mean, I was never really like super into Faze growing up. Like I've always known about who they were, but I was never like super into it. Or I'd watch all of their videos and I was super tapped into it. Like I was more just like always aware of their existence, and from time to time would tap in with them. But like from what I've seen from Faze, like Faze Banks, he seems like a pretty chill, down to earth guy who, like, yeah, he had his problems and he was, you know, doing drugs and partying and all kinds of other shit back in the day. But like, I don't know, when it came to the vibe and the energy, he never came across to me as like a snake or as a deceitful kind of individual. Obviously, once again, like I always say, you never really know what's going on behind closed doors, especially when you only seeing these people through a damn screen. But like, I don't know, man. The energy I got from him seemed like pretty genuine and pure. He seemed pretty passionate and cared about Faze a lot, and especially when it came to the revamp and the rebranding of it and bringing all the new kids and the new generation into it. Like, he just seemed so passionate into it to where, like, for me, it's hard for me to really come to terms with the fact that he would do some scam shit. Once again, it's not confirmed, but I'm just saying, like, that's why it kind of feels like something that's harder for me to believe. But hey, obviously, we always say, man, innocent until proven guilty. So we gotta wait for that shit to unwrap.
I knew that they would get unfair treatment in this conversation.
I feel like he's genuine.
I am glad that Banks came out and actually cleared this up, because this is a serious allegation. Even if people feel like I should feel some sort of way about Banks, even if you feel some sort of way about Banks, yeah, he might have scammed some people. He does not need pedo allegations. That's crazy.
First thing I'm gonna say in this video is I'm not a Rain is not talking about me. There, I got it out. But yeah, I'm getting fucking spammed in my mentions right now on Twitter asking if I'm a
co-producer is gonna give you unique sounds that
I don't need your unique sounds, YouTube. Leave me alone, man. Don't show me.
Being accused that I'm being tagged in this clip from Faze Rain on Fearbuck. The first thing that needs to be addressed is obviously this shit. It's a very heavy accusation. It's a life-shattering, life-altering accusation. That's why this is one of the worst accusations you get. I have to speak about it now. Norton, pause. You're saying that Faze Temper is a which that is who he's talking about in the clip. I'm like, whoa, that's Tommy. That's our brother. This is who we started this Faze shit with. I'm calling him. That was the first thing I said. I'm calling him and I'm calling Apex, because apparently this is something Apex is aware of as well. Norton and Tommy, or Norton and Apex are the closest on the team. So obviously if Norton's gonna talk to anybody about anything and be transparent, it's Apex. Tommy's first initial knee-jerk reaction to all this shit was, what the fuck are you talking about? Norton, no, this is not what the conversation was like. You're misremembering, you're misinterpreting. Obviously Rain is coming back, standing firm.
Banks goes on to pretty much say that after Rain tells him that Temper is this pedo, he then patches in Apex and Temper into the phone call, in which Temper refuses to acknowledge these accusations, says that, hey, you're misremembering these things, Rain, etc., and they go back and forth. But hearing from Rain, the person who's calling out this pedo in this situation, it seems that he has a pretty vivid memory as to what happened.
Tommy said this verbatim. He said it wasn't a threesome with two 16-year-olds. Actually, it was a 17-year-old. So all of a sudden now it's 17. One was 17 and the other one watched. That's what he said. And then he started bringing up all these random laws. I don't even know, these weird consent laws, like Romeo and Juliet, this, yada, I don't fucking know. And even Banks calls me after and he's like, bro, what the fuck is like up with that law shit that he brought up? So he knows he did some shit that was wrong. He knows that. It's just, I don't like the denying of it. And I feel like in this video, you're trying to paint me like I'm lying and making shit up and just saying shit to say shit when you know that's not the truth, bro.
Yeah, I saw that. I heard that. That's some weird stuff. But a lot of the Faze group is weird. People were digging up Temper's tweets from 2012. Mind you, he was born in 93. That kind of validates some of these claims in the court of public opinion. I don't know. It's extremely, extrely nasty.
Odd, but I got nothing to do. I think it's just like
Okay, bro. XQC gives me a headache when he fucking speaks, bro. Like, what are you saying, bro? I'm not trying to be a hater on him, but like, bro, what are you saying? I almost never understand him when he talks, bro. Let me just read this before he talks. Kid, you hang out with 16-year-old girls. Stop acting like a hard ass, you fucking pedo. Mind your own business. What if I like being? Okay, bro. See, this is what I mean. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Cause like. Y'all can scroll through every. I mean, I know you won't because I'm not that important, but y'all could scroll through every tweet that I've ever posted in my life. I have tweets from when I was in my teens to obviously now, right? I even have my old Twitter account from way back when I was like 12, 13, and I would just post memes on there, right? So I've basically posted. I have like a digital footprint on Twitter for basically majority of my like coherent life of like when I could literally speak and type, right? There's never been an instance once where I've ever said anything remotely in this ballpark, bro. I think the worst thing I've ever said was like a joke about the goddamn Titanic. I think that was the worst thing, and it was like on one of my old Twitter accounts, right? But like, there have been so many cases of celebs and influencers where if you do a deep dive and scroll all the way through their motherfucking Twitter, you see them saying some weird shit, right? And here's the thing, because I guarantee Faze Temper would probably react to this tweet and be like, bro, you know, I was just young. I was freaking, well, this is 2012, and he was born in 93, so he was 21. I know. How old was he? Is my math off? No, he's 19. He was 19, right? Or wait. Yeah, he's 19. He's 19. I'm tripping. Jesus. He was 19, right? So, as a 19-year-old, he would probably come up with the excuse of like, bro, I was 19. I was just, you know, I was just saying jokes, dude. I wasn't actually serious. There has never been a case in my life when I was 19 or younger. Same thing with a lot of other people that I know, and there was never a case once where we made a joke like this. Because even if you are joking, where's the joke? To me, a joke's supposed to be funny. There's a punchline, delivery, there's some comedic humor in some way or fashion about it, right? So where is the humor? Please tell me. I would like to know what the humor is of mind your own business. What if I like being a goddamn you know what? Where is the humor? I'm just trying to tell you, man. And look, I know that eventually when I pop off, there's probably going to be some haters that are going to scroll through all my tweets and try to find that gotcha moment. And I got you, bro. I might have some dumb shit, some jokes or whatever it is, but there is nothing alongside these whack ass lines, bro. It's crazy.
And this, like, dude, because I don't know the specifics of anything.
Now, there are wild accusations.
Okay, I'm sorry. I got to rewind that, bro. Because I talked to interrupt XUC, but genuinely, y'all, tell me if you can understand what he's saying.
It's extremely nasty.
Seriously, tell me.
Odd, but I got nothing to do. I think it's just like this happened, this like, dude, because I don't know the specifics of anything.
Now there are wild accusations being thrown around the internet.
What did he say, bro?
The beautiful thing
seriously, what did he say? What did he just say?
This happened, this like, dude, because I don't know the specifics of anything.
Now there are
okay. Now that he said I don't know the specifics of anything. Okay, so see, but still, I have to rewind it and really slow down and listen to what he's saying to understand it, bro. Just speak English.
Accusations being thrown around the internet. And the beautiful thing about the internet, and I say this oftentimes, is that most of the time the other person exists on the internet. So we don't have to wait too long to hear Temper give his actual opinions on this or what he's saying. And of course, it's filled with deflections and denial. And not that I'm saying that I've picked a side. I just think that it's very interesting as
dude, when I'm bored, I'm not even kidding. I love going on Twitter because I always check the comments and they're so controversial. And sometimes you see people argue about the dumbest shit ever. Exactly, bro. I mean, Twitter, you're younger, bro, so I'm a little bit worried for you because Twitter can be a very, very, very dark place. And I pray to God that you aren't seeing anything too crazy on there, man. Because Twitter is a fairly disgusting app because there's no restraints on Twitter, right? You can see all kinds of gore, all kinds of crazy hate comments, all kinds of crazy whatever racism or insane opinions or anything. Basically, Twitter is just an open battlefield where you can literally say or do anything and you will almost never have any like repercussions for it, you know? But it is also sometimes wildly entertaining because there'll be funny ass videos and funny ass comments, but it's a hit or miss, bro. That's why I'm not too crazy on Twitter. I low-key just go on there, post what I need to post, and then dip. Maybe respond to some shit. But I stay off for the most part, bro, because it's a cesspool, man.
To
The app
how
ain't too good.
he says a bunch of stuff, and that bunch of stuff has nothing to do with the situation. His first video specifically.
The fact that I'm even having to respond to this and to that my name is in the same breath as the word is so sick,
Oh, that's him?
twisted, and insane. This is disgusting. Anybody that knows me knows I'm not that type of person. I am the furthest thing from what you called me.
We're all shit-faced, and I end up going back with these girls to my hotel room. I slept with one of them, and I found out after that this girl was 17.
How could you go from denying to admitting all in the same breath? And look, the devil is in the details, because the way that Tommy or Temper or whatever his name is goes on to give 3 extra minutes of just story time about how he's a father, he proposed to his girl, etc., lets me know that he did do these things and he's not owning up to and admitting. But also there's some things that are important that he left out that don't line up with even Banks' story, like Banks and Rain's story, which I find to be very, very interesting.
I'm gonna say about the Tommy situation because he made a video confirming it, but the details did get switched a little bit because originally it was 2 16-year-olds and it was a 17-year-old and one was watching, and now a 17-year-old and he didn't know her age. If you didn't know her age and you said that to us at least once, we wouldn't be here, bro. I would not have treated it the same way if you said you didn't know, because that changes everything. You never said that, not once. Literally not fucking once. This is news to me that you didn't know.
Another one bites the dust. Now, I want to be clear, this doesn't affect Faze as a whole, and I'm not making some sweeping indictment on them. How this does affect the bigger group and the name and stuff like that going forward is, you know, up to the internet's interpretation. But these are 2 dudes who have distanced themselves from the group, at least the new version of the group, publicly for a long time. I just think that it's so strange that we exist on the internet with all these people who have been touching and doing stuff to kids. Like, it's been a long time, which kudos to the fact that it's been a long time, because I remember we were going through a stretch of videos on this channel calling out preds. You know, I'm talking people like Dr. Disrespect and the others that were dealing with children that were public facing on the internet.
Who even is
shit
that?
like that. But listening to Marcus King's reaction about this situation made me really think about who people should be aligning with, whether it be from a fan's perspective or from like creating content's perspective.
That's why I'm telling you, I'm never, bro, that nigga will never see me in a group, because someone else being a weirdo in their own weird time could bring you the fuck down.
That's so
don't
true.
Know what these niggas be
That's
doing
so
in their
true.
free times,
That's so true, bro.
Fuck no, nigga.
YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok, social media as a whole has been built off this concept of like idolization, envy, worship, all these other things like that for these figures at the top. People put them on a pedestal, but at the end of the day, not only are they not just human, but they're also some of the worst people in their free time. I can think of so many people over this past year or 2 years that I've covered on this channel talking about the weird stuff they've done in their free time, whether it be Mr. Beast Chris Tyson, DJ Academics, Dr. Disrespect, Faze, Temper. There's just so many people that have been outed for doing a bunch of weird shit. And it's so sad because these people are aligned with people who are ultimately innocent, but those people's names will be dragged through the mud. Now, will the internet go on and pass? For sure. The North will remember though, and it just is a message to anybody and everybody who is still out there idolizing anybody, putting people on a pedestal and just not taking them for their entertainment value. 1, they're probably weird. You don't know them like that. Keep that parasocial shit in the playground. And then 2, and most importantly, watch who you align with. Just watch who you align with when doing your own public endeavors, because their actions can ruin your name and your good faith and your good fortune.
Very true.
At Fiverr.
W video. I do find it insane, man. And I'm not gonna lie, that one guy, I forgot his name, but around this mark, like this guy right here, the 1029 mark, he was cooking when he said that's the thing about a group that sucks is, you know, I do think that there's a lot of benefits that can come to it, right? Because obviously, like I said, when you see AMP, RDC, and a lot of other successful content groups, including Faze as well, it's like it's a double-edged sword to a degree, because, bro, a content group, especially a content house, which is honestly something that I've been trying to get together recently. Who knows if it will actually work out, but it's something that could be super beneficial, because that's, in my opinion, the best way to like rapid fire grow and really take your shit next level, because there's only so many people out there that's actually doing stuff as a group. And when you do things as a group, you can just work so much better as a unit, bro. Like a wolf wins in a pack. The whole story of a lone wolf is not a real thing, bro. You win with your pack, you win with your people, right? And as a content creator, like, yeah, you can go up by yourself. I'm not saying that you can't be like successful and achieve your version of success in that way, but in my opinion, I think the best way to do it is with a group. But also, like I said, the double-edged sword also lies in the same fact that sometimes you just don't know about the snakes in the grass. You don't know about the goddamn weird potential, whatever it is, preds or scammers or whatever other kind of demonic shit that motherfuckers be doing. So that's the pros and the cons about it. It's like you can go up like crazy and it can really change your life for the better, but you also got to really, really watch out for the people that really be in your circle because you just don't know.